everybody, my name is Chris. Welcome to Casual Fragrance. I'm here with Stephen from Adolescence.
How's it going, everybody?
I'd like to thank Stephen for being on the fragrance video with me. I know he has precious time, he's very busy man, and he has a family, so I have to respect that, and I thank you for giving a little bit of time of your day. I thank you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Chris. Thank you for having me on your channel. It means a lot.
I'm going to leave his channel down below, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know who he is, but show him some love and go subscribe to his channel or watch some of his latest videos because he lets me understand fragrance a lot more, and I really appreciate that, and I have more of a happy and passion for the fragrance just because of you.
Thank you, Chris. That means a lot. I appreciate that.
We'll do another fragrance battle video. Steve did the first one we did. It was pretty cool, and he enjoyed it, so we'll do another one. So we're going to do two fragrances. We're going to do Valentino UOMO Intense.
Great one.
Yes, and we're going to do Dior Homme Intense 2020. So it's going to be a tough one here.
It is going to be a tough one because I love both of these fragrances. I believe I've reviewed both of these fragrances. I know certainly I've reviewed the Dior Homme Intense, both the original and the 2020 release. So let's get to smelling.
All right. So this one here, we're going to spray Valentino UOMO Intense. This is a classic in the fragrance community. It's beautiful, iris. It's just amazing. I wear this in the Christmas time, around Christmas Eve. My girlfriend likes it a lot, and I really don't wear it that much, but around there I wear it. Nice, cozy fragrance. So I'm going to spray it and see how Steven feels about it now. It's been a while since he probably smelled it.
Thank you.
Wow. So while he smells it, gets to the paint, I'm going to go over a note breakdown. This fragrance is a 2016 release. In the notes we have, the top notes we have mandarin, clary sage, we have heart notes, we have iris, tonka bean. In the base notes we have black leather and vanilla bean.
So yet again, another apt comparison slash versus video. I know in the previous video we did a battle of Creed Viking versus Beau de Jour, the new 2019 slash 2020 version. And you know, there are a lot of notes in those two fragrances that unify them. And sure enough, here we have the iris note that kind of unifies the two, but there's also this bit of sweetness in the base on account of vanilla. And that's really what you get from this. You have the iris, you have the vanilla, you have a little bit of that tonka bean that you mentioned.
Definitely.
I don't get a whole lot of the clary sage. It doesn't smell that aromatic, or I should say the aromatic presence of the fragrance isn't that strong. But I think that, you know, going back to the original Valentino UOMO, I'm always reminded of that hazelnut note that it contains. And so I do get it from here as well. However, I think that the iris that's used in here is not powdery, and it's not as reminiscent of lipstick as it is in Dior Homme and Dior Homme Intense and the Parfum and all the other various flankers for the line. But I love this fragrance so much.
It's really good. This is really good, and I told him off camera I wear this like around the holidays, like Christmas and Christmas Eve. It's really nice. I pull it out here and there. My girlfriend likes it. I don't wear it a lot, so when I do wear it, she's like, this fragrance smells so good. Why don't you wear it much? You know, I have so many fragrances in my collection, so it's hard to choose. But I like this one a lot, and it projects and longevity does very well on my skin. I really have no complaints with it.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
I know he enjoys this fragrance too. He talked about it a few times on his channel too. So.
You know, and we're not just choosing to battle this one versus the Dior Homme Intense version because they both have intense in the name. I think when you take a look at some of the other flankers like the Noir Absolu, it's much further of a deviation from Dior Homme Intense because it has a little bit of like that truffle note in there, and then the original is just a little bit too plain. And so Intense is one reason why we're choosing to partner these two up, but it's also because I think the olfactory structure is similar for these two fragrances. But I love this one.
So now we're the second one on the list. And the second fragrance we have, ladies and gentlemen, Dior Homme Intense 2020 version. Nice. Now, I'm going to leave the link down below where I purchased my bottle from a seller on eBay. They don't really have it available yet in the United States. It might come, it might not, I'm not sure. But I wouldn't mind. It was legit, and the batch code, I checked it. So I'll leave the link down below. I paid like around $90-something for a 100 ml bottle if you're curious about it.
And I bought it from the same seller because Chris shared the link with me, so thank you.
Oh, no problem. I know sometimes it's hard to find these fragrances, and you know, if I can help somebody else out and buy it, that's awesome. And sometimes if I buy it, I can help him out and get a sample and see if he likes it. So it helps us out in the end. Fragrances do cost a lot of money.
Oh,
so
yeah, of
keep
course.
that in mind. So,
thank you, Chris.
No problem. So this is, I'm going to go off the notes of the 2011 Dior Homme Intense because they don't have the 2020 listed yet or updated. Okay. So please keep that in mind. If these notes change, I do apologize because I'm not sure. Okay. So these notes were on perfumenet.com. So the notes here we have is Tuscan Iris Absolute. Okay, we have Amber Seeds and we have Virginia Cedar. So I'm going to spray this on the card.
Cool.
See how he feels about the fragrance.
I think that's what it says on the French website too. Okay. So I think those notes are accurate.
Oh, nice. Okay, it's good to hear. I don't want to let you guys fool you guys, say the wrong notes. So I do apologize. If they're updated, I will definitely leave a link. But
perfect.
This is a beautiful bottle, by the way. Just like this one, the Dior Homme 2020. So the presentation has been upgraded. Apparently, I was talking to Steven off camera. He said the notes and the smell of it are very, very similar. So I'll let him describe it more. But
yeah, they definitely are. And a subscriber even said that if you check the batch code for this, it's actually the same as the previous release without, or the 2019 release without the updated presentation. Oh, wow. So I don't think they've made a change to the smell. And that's why even when I did my first impression video, and I do plan to do a full review down the line, but when I did my first impression video, I also mentioned in that video that I do find them to be rather similar to one another. Okay, so I love this one so much. I really do.
Okay.
Thank you for saving it for last, because this is probably my favorite between the two. I don't know if you agree. I mean, we all have different tastes and whatever, but there's just something about this iris that is so well done. And I think it's something that in the designer industry we haven't seen prior to the release of Dior Homme, which was originally composed by Olivier Polge. And I think that that iris really sets it apart, and it did something different. It went outside of that boundary, it pushed the envelope. And here you just have that same lush, natural smelling iris. I'm not saying it's natural, but it smells natural. And it also has this undercurrent of vanilla that is so sweet and so polished, with a little bit of like this ambrette musk mallow thing going on in there that also gives it a touch of sweetness. It's so nice. Honestly, I love Dior Homme Intense, and the 2020 version is no exception.
Really good, and I told him off camera, I wore this to work about 4 times, testing it out. And first off, my girlfriend likes this one. That's always a plus if she likes it. I wore it to work, and guys were like, man, that smells really good. And they're like, where can I buy it? I'm like, it's really not available. I was like, but I told them you can buy it on eBay. I gave them the link, and they're like, oh, I might buy this one because it smells really good. And I wear a lot of fragrances work. Some of them they like, some of them they don't. But when I wore this, they like wanted to know the name of it and where to buy that, which is pretty cool. A lot of them say, oh, that fragrance is okay. Like, they were really curious about the name of this fragrance, the brand, and how it smells and what notes are in it, which is very shocking to me.
Oh, that's cool.
You know,
Yeah,
so pretty cool.
Yeah, for me, not necessarily with the 2020 version, but with the previous iterations of Dior Homme Intense, I've actually gotten some really good compliments from people too. It seems like people enjoy it whenever I smell it, so it does really well in public.
Yeah, I'm very happy. And this one here, it just, I feel like it's not as beast mode heavy, but when people around me smell it, it feels pleasant. It's not like booming in your face, like, oh, it smells good, Chris, I like it. It's not overly like a headache kind of fragrance, like, oh my god, this is too much to wear. Exactly, and people like it. I did about 4 sprays, and I did 2 behind the ears and 2 around each side of my neck, and it was nice and pleasant wearing it to work. So I really like this one for the price point. And totally. You know, for like $92, $93, I mean, you know, the designer's about $90 to $100 for designer fragrance, so you're going to pay about $100, and it's 100 ml. So if you want to make it a signature scent, you can. I don't feel like it's too heavy. You can wear it dressed up or dressed down. I feel like there's not a season that you can't wear it for. I know it'll be better probably for the fall and winter with the coldness, but you can probably wear it all year round as signature scent. If you go light on the triggers, I feel like.
Absolutely, yeah, and there's no fear of you not being able to keep this as your signature scent in the years to come, because I think as we've seen with the original Dior Homme, it's a little hard to get your hands on it because the new version kind of took away that iris note. It's completely reinvented and reconstructed, but with the Intense version, this is something that I think is here to stay, and so it would make for a great signature scent.
Definitely, and you know what? And I'm a real big fan of Dior fragrances in general. I think that's one of my favorite designers' houses, Dior, and then it's Chanel, and then it's Tom Ford. They all make great fragrances, but Dior was my favorite. And just when I got Dior Sauvage and I met my girlfriend, like, that was the end of like, okay, this is going to be my Dior Sauvage, Dior fragrance lineup. And we bought Dior Fabulous, and like my girlfriend loves that one. I wear it too. Very expensive, but that's my favorite designer brand, Dior, and I'm happy. Even though some of the fragrances aren't everybody's cup of tea, but I like that brand as Dior. And then, like I said, definitely get your nose on this. I know they do have samples on eBay too. Nice. They do have samples through the Facebook group. So if you're on the Facebook group, if not, I'll leave a link down below. Steven has an amazing Facebook group. Thank you. And you can meet a lot of people from fragrances, talk about fragrances, understand fragrances. Even if you want to start into fragrances, it's a good way to talk to me and other reviewers and have an understanding about what fragrances we like or you like, and have nice conversations. And it's totally free.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And you can learn a lot about fragrances. So I'm going to leave the link down below where Steven can tell you guys how to get there and stuff like that.
Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. And we're always welcoming of new members. And so if you're looking for more information, perhaps you're just looking to find a fragrance at a really good price. People are often selling their partials or maybe purchases that they've made that they've fallen out of love with. And so join the group. We would love to have you. And Chris, thank you so much for having me on your channel.
No problem. It's for men and women. So ladies, if you like fragrances for your man or you want perfumes for yourself, should definitely sign up for the Facebook group, learn about fragrances for yourself or buy one for a family member. It's all great and you learn a lot about fragrances. Whether you've been in fragrance for 10 years or only been in it for a couple months or a year, you learn a whole lot.
Sure.
So you don't have to be a big scientist kind of fragrance guy, like, oh, I gotta learn. No, you can be fresh and new to the game and understand fragrances.
Exactly. You don't need to be like us.
I'd like to thank Steve for being another video. I really appreciate it a lot. I hope you guys get a chance to try these fragrances out. Which one's your favorite? Do you like Dior Homme Intense 2020 or do you like Valentino UOMO Intense? Let us know in the comment section. I'm going to leave Steven's channel down below. Definitely go to his channel, show him some love and subscribe to his channel. He's been doing this for so many years, and ever since I met him, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And I have to thank him for always encouraging me to be a better reviewer and helping me out, even though I'm not the best of this guy, but I appreciate
You're
his
doing a
fantastic
fantastic job, Chris. You are, believe me.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve, for being in the video. You guys take care. Bye.
Bye.